What's up, guys? This is ME Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Shawn Porter versus Sebastian Formella, which will be a 12-rounder for the vacant WBC Welterweight World Title, and I believe it's for the IBF and WBC Welterweight World Title Eliminator. And this fight will be Saturday, August 22nd, live on Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, from the Sun Mohegan Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut. And to get into both fighters, Shawn Porter, fighting out of the United States, has a record of 30-3, 17 by knockout. He is the two-time welterweight world champion, holding the WBC welterweight world title and the IBF welterweight world title a couple years back. In his last fight, he lost via split decision to Errol Spence, which is definitely not a bad loss, as Spence is definitely one of the best welterweights in the world. Currently, Porter is ranked number 4. I believe Spence is number 2 in the world in the welterweight division, or number 1. But it's either Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, Shawn Porter, or Errol Spence, in my opinion, are the top 4 best welterweights in the world right now. Shawn Porter also has a win versus Danny Garcia, who is a former world champion, to pick up the vacant WBC world title. Porter also beat Paulie Malignaggi, Andre Berto, Devon Alexander, and Adrian Broner. And he also has a close, controversial win to Yordenis Ugas. Many people thought Ugas won that fight. Porter really did not celebrate after that win because he knew the fight was very, very close, and he wasn't sure if he actually won that fight or if he lost. But Porter has definitely become a PBC personality, as he many times is featured on PBC doing interviews, interviewing other fighters, and featured on their talk shows before some of the fights. But Shawn Porter is definitely one of my favorite fighters. I've always grew up loving and watching his fights. He's a short stature, and he throws whooping hooks. I love his hooks. Very powerful, as he landed a lot of those hooks early on against Errol Spence Jr., stunning him multiple times. And I think his hooks are some of the best in the world right now in boxing. But his opponent, Sebastian Formella, he is currently the IBO welterweight world champion. I know the IBO doesn't get a lot of credit because it's not really a world title, but Formella is the champion for the IBO. But he is fighting out of Germany. He has only fought in Europe. He has never fought in the United States. He is 22-0 with 10 wins by knockout. His record looks very good, but if you pick apart his resume, it really doesn't look too good, even though he's an IBO world champion. I can't really find any fighters that's very, very good on his resume. He hasn't really fought some big guys, but he did fight Tebusku and Bege. Please correct me if I'm saying his name wrong. Fighting out of Africa, I believe so. I'm not sure what country. But that's definitely his best win, and I believe that was for the IBO world title. I saw that fight recently, just leading up to this Porter fight, because I wanted to see some tape on Formella. I know in my welterweight rankings video, I did have him ranked a little high. I did make a ranking list for the welterweights, but I had him ranked like number 20 or number 18 or something like that, because he's 22-0. He's the IBO champion. He is ranked in some of the sanctioning bodies, like the WBC, where he's ranked number 12 in the IBF, and this fight is for the IBF and WBC Eliminator. But I do not see him winning this fight, as I think Porter is too experienced for him. I do see this being like a Vincent Feigenboots versus Caleb Plant fight, where the German guy, who's only fought in Europe, comes in the United States and just is shocked by how good the boxers are there, as they have been trained for years, like Shawn Porter, who's a 2-time world champion, and like Caleb Plant, who's been trained for years and who was a world champion, who outboxed him the whole night and got the 10th round knockout. I do think this fight will end earlier. I do think it'll be like an 8th round knockout. Maybe it could go up to 8th round to the 12th round, a knockout for Shawn Porter, as I do think he's way too experienced for Formella. Even though Formella has 22 fights into his career, he just hasn't fought the top guys. Porter fought Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence. He fought Paulie Malignaggi, Andre Berto, as I said before, Devon Alexander. He's fought some of the best in the division and in the world, pound for pound. So overall, I think it'll be, as I said before, a late stoppage for Shawn Porter, and he'll improve to 31-3, getting the victory for the WBC silver title and moving to the number 1 spot in the IBF and the WBC. And yeah, that's really it. I'm ME Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.